What now then? Kate asks us. After we get a little further into the city, are we going to do a bit of reconnaissance, or should we head directly for the palace? I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunity to study the defenses on our way to the castle, Darren says, given that we didn't really know when the master will be back. I don't think we should be wasting any time exploring the city, Melindra. Melindra, do you know where, in which direction the palace should be? I mean, it should be a large building or something. Yes, Melindra says, if the layout of the city is still the same as before, before they banished me, the shortest route would be to go through the... She has some fucking great memory to remember something like that, like go through the Perelian Plaza. Follow me. Melinda takes the lead and we all go to follow her, while both the citizens on the ground and those flying in the metal vehicles above calmly go about their daily lives, not paying much attention to us. Layla, do you have any means of communicating with your father? Darren says. Can you let him know we're here? No, Layla writes. He did not have any item with him when we were escaping Helios together, so I can't call him on a transceiver. Before we got separated, he promised me that when I would reach Olander, he would find a way to contact me no matter what, but I don't know how long it will take for him to become aware of our arrival. Don't worry, Darren says, with all the ruckus that we'll be causing inside the city soon, I'm sure he'll find his way to us eventually. Let's hope you're right, Layla writes. I mean, honestly, I think we should go look for him first, because or somehow look for him, or like wait around. That's the issue, we can't really wait around. If we try to look for him, we don't even know where to look. If we wait around, then the ambassador will come and we're fucked. And yeah, we pretty much just have to go and attack the king at this point. Man, my neck hurts from sitting this hunched over. Let's hope you're right, Layla writes. As you advance through the city, I noticed that most of the houses have a very strange style of architecture. Unlike most regular places buildings that you would expect to see in a typical city, some of the houses have more than 4 floors, are built in an oval shape. Some of them are built entirely out of glass. That's stupid. Others are made from metal coated with ceridium dust. It's pretty hard to find 2 houses that look exactly the same, and several of the buildings honestly look like whoever designed them was just messing around. Were the buildings in the city always so weird? Asked Melinda. I'm honestly surprised that some of these structures haven't collapsed yet. There were houses like this in the city before I was kicked out, but not as many as there are now, Melinda says. They must have demolished some of the older buildings in order to build the new ones on top of them. It's probably the work of Billy Bob, the rogue Lassetti that I was telling you about earlier. He kind of fancies himself a genius in every domain, including architecture, and the king has been giving him a lot of liberties as a reward for his invaluable contribution to the city's sudden and abrupt technological advancement. As a result, old Billy Bob has taken the opportunity of experimenting with all kind of wild, innovative designs for building, and some of them are a little more questionable than others. Excuse me, but did you just say the Sethi's name is Billy Bob? Darren says. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I just said that so naturally. That's not his real name, Melinda says. That's just what we used to call him because his name was nearly unpronounceable. His full name is Billy Bora Thratsaran. And since the first few syllables sound kind of like Billy Bob, that's the nickname we ended up giving him. And that's kind of funny. I guess his parents really went all out when they named him. Adric says. Honestly, it doesn't sound that much more ridiculous than a typical Lassethi name to me, Melinda says. Just the length of it that's really exaggerated. There were just so many ways in which they could have shortened the name to turn it into something more manageable, that it makes it think that the parents simply named him like this as a cruel joke. What a better way to ruin your son's life than give him a name like that. Hey look, a flying golem ahead. What? Adric says. Over there, look, Melinda says as she points towards the strange contraption that is currently flying towards us. This flying golem head seems to be nothing more than a metal ball the size of a human with a propeller on top and a sort of large eye in the center, which appears to be illuminated by a red light. As the flying metal ball gets closer to us, it turns itself left and right so that its eye can take a good look at us, and then it begins speaking in a metallic sounding monotone voice. This unit does not recognize you. Flying ball says, identify yourself. Oh, this bring back so many memories, Vanessa says as she looks at the metal ball in front of her. I remember how Billy Bob had an obsession with these one-eyed golem heads. He wanted to make them intelligent. I believe he used to call them drones. Yeah, very funny, drones. Yeah, I think that was the name anyway. So Billy Bob had this dream that he could one day fill the skies with drones of his, and then they would somehow monitor the citizens, even in the absence of city guards. Needless to say, his dream remained only a dream. The most you managed to get out of these old relics was to get them to ask for your name. If you don't answer them, they will keep pestering until you until you tell them something, but if you give them any name whatsoever, they will simply fly away and leave you alone. How's that for a useless invention? This unit does not repeat itself again, the flying ball says. Identify yourself or face the consequences. I'm Felron, the strongest fire elemental in the Eastern Continent. My name is Cutthroat Dave. My name is Barry. Stab the flying metal ball in the eye. Tell everyone that we should ignore the metal ball. I think I'm gonna go with Cutthroat Dave. That's hilarious. My name is Cutthroat Dave. Designation acquired. The metal ball says, you are henceforth be referred to as Cutthroat Dave. Have a pleasant day. Wait, was that it? Hardrick says. The metal ball flies away. Isn't it going to ask us the rest of our names? I did say that these drones aren't exactly very intelligent, didn't I? I mean, it should work for most people that are visiting a city like this. They would just, get like flabbergasted, just answer the right thing and tell their name. So at least it helps with like getting a photo and a name. So that's something. Yeah, but still, Hardrick says, is it just going to call us all Cutthroat Dave from now on, or what? Possibly, Malindra. So I have no idea how these golems have evolved over the years. It doesn't really matter either way. Let's proceed, shall we? After we walk for a few more minutes, another flying metal ball with a propeller on top is slowly making its way towards us, except this one seems to have its eye illuminated by green light instead of red light. The drone stops in front of us, just like the one before. It rotates left and right so this eye can get a good look at everyone in our group. Greetings, the flying metal ball says in a metallic sounding voice that is somewhat similar to that of the drone from before, except it's not speaking in monotone. This unit just stop asking me to name every single one of your units. Can you seriously not make up a simple name by yourself? That's funny. It appears that you are trying to navigate through the city. You require any assistance? No, I think we're fine, I say, but thanks for asking. Processing. The middle one says, your group's designation is currently registered as Cutthroat Dave, is that correct? Oh, we were being asked what our group's name was, I say. I thought we were asked to give our individual names. Can we still change our designation after we already gave it? It appears that you would like to change your initial designation, the metal ball says. Unfortunately, it is not possible to change your group's name at this time. You will therefore continue to be referred as Cutthroat Dave for the time being. We apologize for the inconvenience. Hey, no problem, I say. In that case, I guess we'll be going. In order for this unit to be able to properly guide you through the city, you first need to specify your intended destination, the metal ball says. I just told you that we don't need a guide. We can handle ourselves just fine. Negative, the metal ball says. All merchants coming from foreign cities are our esteemed guests. It is the unit's job to ensure that your business is conducted as smoothly as possible. However, in order to guide you, you will need to know where you are heading first. What if we don't give you our destination? Darren says, error. The metal wall says, this unit is not equipped to deal with such a scenario. Initiating experimental artificial intelligence protocol. Designation overseer. Please stand by. Your inquiry will be answered shortly. That's a bad idea. This is ridiculous. Melinda says, why should we just stand here and keep listening to what some brainless contraption have to say? I say we leave this sad excuse for a golem behind and go on our way before we allow it to waste any time any more of our time with. Overseer protocol now initiated, the metal wall says. Now please wait, currently analyzing situation. I think Melinda is right. Harry said we shouldn't just keep going. We should just keep going. We don't accomplish anything if we don't. Analysis complete, the metal wall says. Thank you for your patience. It would appear that a group illegally entered the city by pretending to be merchants, and now you're heading towards the palace. Is that correct? Hold on there, Hardrick says in a slight state of shock as he turns towards the flying golem. What did he just... no, you got it all wrong, I tell the drone. We didn't enter the city illegally. We used the password. Complaint acknowledged, the metal ball says, now formulating new hypothesis based on the acquired information. Listen, we don't need your help with anything, I say. All we want is for you to leave us alone. New hypothesis completed. The metal ball interrupts us. It appears that the method used to enter the city was indeed legal, but the password used to get past the gates was obtained in an illegal manner. Is that correct? No, I say. Why would you say that? We got the password legally. We were invited by someone from the city. Based on the available information, the overseer protocol has concluded that your most likely objective in the city is to assassinate the king of all. Into the metal ball is correct. How the hell does it know? How did it even conclude that? I mean, that's not even AI. I mean, you have to have information to assume stuff. Until based on the limited information that it has, it made like a bunch of possibilities out and just went with the probability, the one with the highest probability. And considering the king is kind of paranoid, it makes sense.